Welcome to Hugnation. I'm so glad you're here. Let's take a moment and get present and get focused on the now. Take a deep breath and sigh it out. Notice your body. Become aware of the sounds, the whirring, the rumbling, the click-clacking. Become aware of your body, your feet on the floor, your seat in the chair, and become aware when you get into a story. And pull back to experience the now. Thank you, universe, for all the gifts. Help us to appreciate them. Remind us of our role as observers and appreciators of the universe. Amen. Let's see. My name is John Stinn. You can call me Halcyon. You can call me Mr. Pinky Pants. You can call me... I don't know why. I'm struggling with the name Halcyon versus John Stinn lately as far as like promotional things. So I'm not sure. I kind of stumbled there for a moment. So welcome to Hug Nation. I'm Halcyon, and today's topic is love. Isn't the topic always love? Well, the topic today is inspired by a Pinterest picture that I saw. You know how people like to post all sorts of significant or inspirational quotes and messages, and some of them are by famous people and some of them are just, words that inspire. And the quote that I saw said, "When you fall for someone's personality, everything about them becomes beautiful." When you fall for someone's personality, everything about them becomes beautiful. This hit me like a love bomb. Because it is very easy to fall into the trap of comparing and worrying, and sometimes when you get self-conscious or your insecurities kick in, you start to worry about your partner's eyes drifting, or them, oh, what if that person's got, they're taller than I am, or they have, healthier skin than I have, or they have more money than I have, or they have a tighter butt than I have, or they're younger than I am, or there's a million things that we can find that we are lacking in when we start comparing ourselves out to the population. And it goes back to a belief, a false belief, or a false kind of presumption that I think we carry for a long time unless we challenge it, which is that, trying to find a mate or find a partner that is in our league, or that we are compatible with, not just in terms of our personalities, but compatible in terms of, are we in a comparable bracket of attractiveness and sexiness and desirability. And that's plagued me for a long time growing up. I used to just, because of self-image problems, I thought that every woman I met was out of my league. And so in my mind, man, if I could just be clever enough or smart enough or funny enough, maybe someday I'll find a woman who will fall for me. And over time I realized that's crazy talk. There is no such thing as in and out of your league. There are people that you click with and you have chemistry with. Even so, once you realize that and you find someone and you're in love with them and you grow together, it can be easy to get triggered when you see someone who is more handsome, better body, more impressive genitalia, nicer rack, whatever it is. There are these things that can make us go, uh-oh, like I can't compete. And I think that it's one time or another I've been in this conversation in every relationship I've ever been in where my partner gets into a down place and they feel like insecure, in not just insecure, but insecure as a comparison to the other and the outside. And that quote, I just so love it. When you fall for someone's personality, everything about them becomes beautiful. And it just seems so obvious and it's so true. And it's like, right, that's why when you're in a down point and you're telling me something that you're insecure about, to me it seems crazy. Like, what? What? And I think sometimes partners have a challenge with that when they're like, what are you talking about? Like, you're amazing. You're so beautiful. You're my dream. And the reason is, regardless of if you look exactly like someone on the runway, which is hardly, if I'm saying that's a good or bad thing, or if you, whatever it is, you look like you. And I'm in love with your personality, and which makes everything about you gorgeous and beautiful and desirable. If that could be embraced and understood, man, that would go so far in, I think, in every relationship. We are always the biggest critics and the harshest judgers of our down. Like right now, I've got a pimple on my back that it's got its own zip code. It is like impressive from a scientific perspective, but it is annoying from a personal hygiene and line on my back perspective. But I can sink into a place of knowing that in my relationship that my partner is not waking up every morning with a checklist and saying, okay, are they still attractive here? Are they still attractive there? If that was the case, man, I would be pretty bummed out about the little kind of distended, poochy stomach that I've built over the last few years, or about the way my skin is kind of starting to get these red blotches, or about etc., etc., etc. Because I know that if you fall in love with my personality, everything about me is beautiful. And I think the neat thing about that is, it's not just if you fall in love with their personality. If you fall in love with yourself, everything about you is beautiful. And maybe that's the hardest part. Falling in love with yourself so that you know everything about you is beautiful, and that you know that if anyone else falls in love with you, they'll see it beautiful. And then you can free yourself and escape from that constant comparison and judging and worry and fear that, oh, what if I gain a couple pounds? Oh, what if I start to get a little bit older? Or what if someone else comes along who's a, whatever it is that our insecurities are, that doesn't have that pouch, that doesn't have the crow's feet, that doesn't have the splotches, that isn't getting gray. Because as a package, we're perfect, we're beautiful. And the people that fall in love with our personality wouldn't want it any other way. The key is loving yourself, though, isn't it? The more we can love ourselves, the more other people can see how beautiful you are. It's why when we go places where we feel comfortable, we are more attractive. And that if you know people, even as they age, as they become more in tune with who they are, they become more beautiful. They might be textbook model attractive when they're 20, but they're beautiful and sexy when they're 35, 40. And their light is shining, not through any filter of self-judgment or lack of love, but that love of themselves is just beaming. And we have to have trust that our partners feel that about us. We have to feel it about ourselves. So let's practice that this week. Practice remembering that we are so beautiful to those that love us and have fallen for our personalities. And maybe remind those that we have fallen for how beautiful we find them. Thank you for being so beautiful. Let's have a hug. Grab yourself by the shoulders. This perfect body that is housing that so lovable personality. And what a package it is. Thank you for this body. Thank you for the experiences we get. Thank you for the highs, the lows, the stumbles, the bruises, the healing. What a journey. What a massive opportunity to grow and learn. Thank goodness. What excitement it is to have all these ups and downs. What a ride! So let's forgive ourselves when we get caught up and we're in a down point and we think, this is it, it's always like this. And let's remember that sometimes it's about triumphs and sometimes it's about frustration. And remind ourselves and remind our partners and remind our friends and remind everyone that we encounter that we get it. We know that you may be in an up-down, you might be a down time, but we've fallen for your personality. There's no need to hide it. The more you let it shine, the more beautiful it is. Let's take 3 breaths together. Breathing in and then sighing it out. In through the nose. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all the Love Warriors, happy Hug Nation. Thank you for shining your light, for being you, and for being so lovable. I love you. Namaste.